All right, kiddos, I am here for our last class, and we are talking about plants. And so yesterday, I think it was yesterday, one day this week we planted plants. So I wished I knew what kinds you planted. I know the seeds I gave you, but I think Leon had other seeds. So Leon, I'm interested to know what kind of plants you planted. How long do you think it'll take before the seeds germinate? It may take 6 days. It may take 3 days. We'll just have to wait and see. We have to learn some patience and wait on our seeds. Did you bring them in last night? I know we had a stormy night, and I warned you that you did need to bring them in. So you don't want your seeds to get blown away because we didn't cover them with much dirt. And you don't want them to rot or the plant pot to turn over and you lose all the little seeds. So I did bring mine in, but I've got to take it back out in the sun today because we know a plant needs what? Soil, we gave it that. Air, it's everywhere. Water, we did that. And it needs sunlight. Da-da-da, sunlight. I love our little books. All right, so today we are going to talk about seeds. And we need the book that says The Way Seeds Move. And up in the corner, I put a little staple just so you would know what all pages go with this. So you need to pull that out. Remember, you open the arms up at the back so they're sticking straight up. And then you come from the front and you pull it out. Okay, so what do we have to do? We have to cut on the lines. All right, so I'm going to get my scissors. And I'm going to cut right on that line. That line is a cutting line. And these pages are numbered so we can figure out which way the book goes. This is the cover, and this says page 1. You see it down in the corner? Page 1. So that's page 1. And I'm going to cut this one out. Okay. This is page 3, so what do I need first? First I need page 2, and then I need page 3. So 2 goes in front of 3. And then we have this page. Cut on the lines. Okay, and we have page 5, and then we have page 4. So page 4 goes in front of page 5. All right, so let's check our book. Let's make sure it's right. So we've got the cover, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5. All right, you remember how you stack them up? This way, tap, tap, tap. This way, tap, tap, tap. Get your stapler, and we're going to staple by the W. Okay, so I'm going to staple by the W. Okay, and then I'm going to staple by the dandelion. And then I'm going to staple down here. Okay, now you have a book that opens like a normal book. All right, so now we're going to read the book. But I am going to bend my pages so that it works like a book. Okay, so I'm going to bend all my pages. And bend that one. And I'll bend this one. And then I bend this one. And then I bend this one. See, now it looks kind of bent right there. All right, so I'm going to read, and you're going to read along with me. It says, ways seeds move. What are you talking about moving? Okay, well, if you look outside in a field, and it is all grown up with weeds, well, a weed cannot grow unless a seed is planted. So how did those seeds get there? How did a forest grow up? Nobody planted those trees. How did it happen? We're going to find out. Ways seeds move. Do you think they have little legs and they crawl? Well, what is this a picture of? We like these at school, and they're dandelions. Did you know these are all seeds? Each one of those that blows away is a seed. So when you blow a dandelion, you are planting dandelions. Like, well, I didn't get a pot and put it in some dirt. Nope, but it lands on the ground and it grows. All right, let's look. So we have a diagram, and this is a thinking map. It helps us to think. So it says ways that seeds move, and these are all ways that they move. What is this one? Wind. What is this one? Falling. We're going to talk about that. This is animals. Animal droppings. Does that mean an animal just kind of like drops some of its food out of its mouth? Animal droppings is poop. So like birds eat seeds and they poop. And what's in the poop? The seeds. All right, so let's see if we can read. You read along in your book and I'll read in mine. Seeds can move in 4 different ways. This is called seed dispersal. Disperse means to go out. All right, so it's called seed dispersal. The 4 ways seeds can travel are wind, falling, animals, and animal droppings. Let's take a closer look at each of these. Turn your page. So now we are going to look at the wind. All right. So the first one on our chart was wind. Seeds can be dispersed or taken away by wind. Wind will carry a very small seed through the air to a new location. Dandelion and cottonwood trees are examples of these seeds. I'll show you have a dandelion and you see those little seeds are blowing. The white part is the parachute that catches the wind. The dark end of it is actually the seed. And so God designed it so that it could be carried off to new locations. You're like, well, why do we need dandelions? Well, did you know that dandelion leaves can be used for salad? If you were ever in a place where you were just surviving and you needed to find food, you can actually eat dandelion leaves. All right, then the next page says animal droppings. So that's like a dried pile of poop there. Seeds can be dispersed or carried away through animals. Animals eat the fruit. The fruit always has the seed in it. We're going to talk about that later, but the fruit always has the seed inside. When you eat an apple, what do you see inside of it? Apple seeds. What are those little black dots on a strawberry? They're strawberry seeds. What about when you cut a kiwi open and there's little dots inside of it? Or a cucumber? All fruit has the seeds, okay? Animals eat the fruit and later the seed is released through animal droppings. Fruit trees like an apple tree is an example of these seeds. All right, and falling. What is that a picture of? A pine cone. What do you find under a pine tree in the fall? Pine cones, because they fall down. And you know we have Gage, I don't think we did it this year, but we did it last year where we did the water experiment with the pine cones and they close and they open. When they open up, their seeds are falling out. They're little paper thin seeds. Seeds can be dispersed by falling from a tree or a shrub. Pine cones are seeds that fall and roll away from a tree or a plant. When they roll away, the new tree or plant can grow in a new location. That's why when you have a forest, you have a lot of trees close together because the pine cones, they don't roll very far. They just kind of fall around the tree. So the seeds fall out, new ones grow up. Then the pine cone falls off of that and the seeds go just a little bit further because that pine tree is a little bit further from the first one. And so they sprout and they grow, and before long, you have a forest. Of course, it takes many years, but it happens. God made it where they would grow on their own. And animals. And we've talked about animal droppings, but this is another way animals move seeds. Seeds can be dispersed by sticking to animals. Seeds will stick to an animal's fur or feathers. If you've got a dog and you walk through the field with it, you may have noticed kookaburras stuck to him. And in our schoolyard, what do we have? Stickers, and they stick to us, and they are painful, but they are seeds. And so every time we get them on them, we're like throwing them off, and we're throwing them to grow new places. We really should throw them in the trash can because we do not want those seeds to grow. The animal will carry seeds to a new location, and the seed will fall off or brush off the animal. Now, there's another way that animals can carry seeds too, and squirrels do this, and burrowing animals often do this. Squirrels will gather nuts, chipmunks will gather nuts in their cheeks, and they will take them to their homes, and they will put them in a tree or they will bury them in the ground. And they don't always eat all of those, and so what's going to happen? They have planted seeds and trees are going to come up. All right, so that is pretty neat. So that is all that we are going to do today, is we're going to talk about the 4 ways that seeds move. Now let's see if we can review. What was the first way? Wind. And the next way was falling, and the next way was animals carrying it stuck to them or burying them in the ground, and then animal droppings because they eat it and they poop out the seeds. The fruit is digested into their body and carried as nutrients, but the seeds don't usually digest. They poop them out, and wherever that poop lands, that animal may run several miles in that day, or hop, or crawl, and they plant new seeds. So it's pretty neat how God has it set up. The whole world can just replant itself. All right, and we can also plant seeds. It didn't have people in there, but people are an important part of this world. So we do plant seeds, and we usually do it in a more controlled way, like we plant them in pots, or we have a garden. So very neat. All right, so we are just getting into how plants reproduce themselves. Well, we know we have to have seeds. All right, so we're going to learn more about it Monday. All right, I will see you later.